So this is another in the First Read series, where I read a poem by a poet I don't know or don't know very well, and just do a first reading for the sheer joy of it so that I have a first experience. Sometimes this works out well, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I'm off, sometimes I know more when I read more of the poet's work. This is just the sheer joy of reading something for the first time. So I'm looking at a poem from word for word. I picked this poet mostly because I know most of the other poets in this issue. This is volume 41. It just came out. This is October 2023. So Robyn Groth. My husband adds Lorine Niedecker to his vinyl collection. I always look at the form of the poem before I actually read it. And this one I look at, it looks fairly consistent. And it has a line, and then an indented line that keeps going on like this. And the record player spins Lorine Niedecker's voice into the living room. My life by water here. So it's mostly 5 or 6 syllables per line. Spins here. It doesn't look rhyme. So I'm assuming this is a free verse thing unless I see something different when I read. So the record player spin Lorine Niedecker's voice into the living room, which is already something distinct. I don't know if this is referring to a specific recorded version of Lorine Niedecker. I don't know it, if it is. I know the poem, but I don't know the recording of it, which I think is kind of neat. The record player spins Lorine Niedecker's voice into the living room. I like the shortness of the line and the sound it creates. My life by water here. Let's see a note of moonlight on the wood floor there. I like that line break there. Her voice sinks through the floor, churns through. The lines themselves seem to be mirroring this sinking through of the words into the floor, as if the art thrown out there, spun out into the room itself, starts to exist in the room and sinks into the soil. This is especially appropriate with Lorine Niedecker's work because it is so earthy. It is so connected to nature. This is one of the things I love about her work. So I like that that's being mirrored in this poem. Churns through the soil beneath the house, part coral and mud clam, turning and returning fresh. Words the worms transport. I think that's an interesting image here, that the words are sinking beneath the house and then they're coming back. And they're returning fresh, as if touching the earth themselves brings something new back to the listener here seeing these earth images. Robyn stood by my porch, she said. See me here now, ear to the floor, listening for what will surface infused with my soil. I hear a buzz. There's a definite play on my soil here as if it's actual soil, but actually the person itself and what's kind of rising back up after you experience a poem, thrown out into the space, spun out into the space, especially one that deals with the earth, what comes back. And this end image is if I hear a buzz, I don't know if that's something rising back to the surface that just needs to be listened to, ear to the floor. And I think this is an interesting poem, and I like how it's taking the use of another poet, even another poet's actual words here, and showing how the breathing process works, and then comes back out as a poem itself. So quite interesting. I think I would like to read more of this poet's work. So, like I said, word for word, this is Robyn Groth. My husband adds Lorine Niedecker to his vinyl collection.